Stop. Did you know that you spend a total of 24 years of your life asleep? Right now, your brain is like a portal to another dimension where the laws of physics simply do not exist. You think you are just resting, but your mind is playing a dangerous game. Here are 50 sleepy facts that will change the way you look at sleep forever. Welcome to Dream World. Have you ever woken up with a strange feeling but zero memory of what happened? Every single person dreams between 4 to 7 times every day. But there is a catch. Your brain is not designed to save these files. Within just 5 minutes of waking up, half of your dream is gone forever. After 10 minutes, you lose 95% of the story. It's like your brain has a secret delete button to keep your daily life separate from your nightly adventures. If you don't write it down immediately, those memories vanish into the void. The stranger in your mirror. You might see a complete stranger in your dream and think your brain created a new face. However, science says this is impossible. Your brain cannot invent a human face. Every person you see in your dreams is someone you have actually seen in real life. It could be a person you walked past in a crowded street 5 years ago, or a random face from a TV commercial. Your subconscious mind has a giant library of every face you have ever blinked at, and it uses them as actors in your dreams. The body's safety lock. During your dreams, your body enters a state of temporary paralysis. This is called REM atonia. It sounds like a horror movie, but it is actually a vital safety feature. Your brain sends a signal to your spinal cord to turn off your muscles. Why? To stop you from physically acting out your dreams. Without this body lock, you would actually jump out of bed, punch the air, or trying to run through your bedroom wall while you are dreaming about a case. Your brain literally freezes you to keep you safe. The invention engine. Your brain during sleep is actually a supercomputer without any limits. When you are awake, your logic stops you from thinking about crazy ideas. But when you sleep, those walls fall down. This is why some of the world's greatest inventions were born in dreams. For example, the idea for Google came to Larry Page in a dream. The structure of DNA and even the periodic table were first seen while the inventors were asleep. You are not just resting, you are brainstorming at a level that is impossible during the day. The silent language of dreams. Have you ever tried to read a book or check the time in a dream? If you have, you probably noticed that something was very wrong. The parts of your brain that process language and logic are mostly offline during sleep. In the dream world, letters usually look like blurry symbols or change every time you look at them. Clocks often show impossible times, or the numbers keep moving. This is famous reality check. If you can't read a simple sentence, it is a sign that you are officially traveling through your subconscious. the black and white era. Did you know that not everyone dreams in color? Before the invention of color television, many people reported dreaming only in black and white. Today, only about 12% of people dream without color. Scientists believe that the media we consume, like movies and TV shows, actually programs how our brain renders our dreams. If you grew up watching old black and white films, your subconscious might still prefer that classic look. It's like your brain has its own vintage filter that it turns on while you are fast asleep. The smell of danger. While your brain is great at creating sights and sounds, it is surprisingly bad at smelling while you sleep. Research shows that most people do not experience smells in their dreams. Even more interesting is that strong smells in the real world, like fire or perfume, usually won't wake you up. This is why smoke detectors have loud alarms instead of just releasing a scent. Your noise basically goes on vacation while you dream, making the dream world a place that is visually beautiful but almost completely odorless. The universal fall. Have you ever felt like you're falling from a skyscraper only to wake up with a sudden jerk? This is called hypnic jerk. It usually happens just as you are falling asleep. Your brain misinterprets your muscles relaxing as a sign that you are actually falling. In a panic, it sends a sudden jolt of electricity to your limbs to catch you. Some scientists think this is an ancient reflex from our ancestors who slept in trees. It was a survival trick to make sure they did not fall off a branch. Animal dreamers. Humans are not the only ones traveling to other dimensions at night. Almost all mammals, and even some birds, experience REM sleep. If you have ever seen a dog to which it paws or bark quietly in its sleep, it is likely dreaming about casing a squirrel in the park. Studies on rats even show that they dream about this maze they run through during the day. It seems that the dream world is a crowded place filled with every cat, dog, and bird that has ever lived, all dreaming together. The emotion of anxiety. You might wish for happy dreams every night, but your brain has other plans. The most common emotion experienced in dreams is not joy or love, it is actually anxiety. Negative emotions are much more frequent than positive ones. This is because your brain uses dreams as a threat simulation. It puts you in stressful situations like being cased or being naked in public to practice how to handle fear. Your nightmares are actually a training program designed by your mind to make you stronger in the real world. The power of lucid dreaming. Imagine realizing you are in a dream and suddenly having the power to fly or walk through walls. This is called lucid dreaming. It happens when a part of your brain wakes up while the rest is still dreaming. Once you become lucid, you can control the entire world around you. You can travel to Mars, meet your favorite celebrity, or eat a giant chocolate cake without gaining any weight. Many people practice special techniques for years just to master this superpower and become the director of their own nightly movies. Dreams of the blind. Can people who are born blind see images in their dreams? The answer is no, but their dreams are still incredibly vivid. Instead of pictures, their brains create dreams using sound, smell, touch, and intense emotion. They might hear a beautiful forest or feel the warmth of the sun in their sleep. However, people who lose their sight later in life can still see images in their dreams for many years. It shows that the brain is master at using whatever information it has to build a complete world. The sleepy problem solver. Have you ever struggled with a difficult math problem or life decision, only to find the answer when you wake up? This is not magic, it is dream engineering. During the day, your brain is busy with millions of distractions, but at night, it focuses entirely on your problems. Your subconscious mind connects random pieces of information in ways you would never think of while awake. This is why many people say, "Let me sleep on it." Your brain is literally working a night shift to solve your life puzzles. The foreign language trick. If you are trying to learn a new language, your dreams might be your best teacher. Studies show that when people start dreaming in a foreign language, it is a sign that they are truly becoming fluent. Your brain uses dreams to practice new words and grammar rules that you learned during the day. It is like a free, private language school that opens only at night. Some people even report speaking a language perfectly in their dreams, even if they still struggle with it during their morning coffee. The mystery of recurring dreams. Do you have a dream that keeps coming back, night after night, for years? These are called recurring dreams, and they are your brain's way of shooting at you. Usually, these dreams happen because there is an unresolved conflict or a deep stress in your life that you are ignoring. Whether it is being chased by a monster or losing your teeth, your mind will keep playing the same movie until you solve the underlying problem in reality. It is your subconscious mind's way of sending you an urgent message. The sleepy weight loss. Did you know that you actually lose weight while you are asleep? Every time you breathe out, you are exhaling carbon atoms, which means you are literally losing mass. Also, a good night's sleep helps regulate the hormones that control your hunger. If you don't sleep enough, your brain thinks you are starving and makes you crave junk food the next day. So, sleeping well is actually the easiest workout in the world. The old TV effect. Before color television existed, only about 15% of people dreamed in color. The rest dreamed in black and white. However, after color TV became common, that number changed drastically today. Nearly everyone dreams in full color. This proves that the media we watch actually reprograms our subconscious mind. Your brain is like a screen, and it updates its software once the world around it becomes more colorful. Toothless nightmares. Have you ever dreamed that your teeth were falling out? This is one of the most common dreams in the world. Psychologists believe this is not about your dental health. Instead, it represents a loss of control or a fear of being judged by others. Teeth are symbols of power and confidence. When they fall out in a dream, your brain is telling you that you feel helpless or anxious about a situation in real life. The heat of a nightmare. The temperature of your bedroom can actually control what you dream about. If your room is too hot, you are much more likely to have scary or vivid nightmares. Why? Because high temperatures interfere with your body's ability to stay in deep REM sleep. This causes your brain to wake up more often, making your dreams feel more intense and stressful. If you want sweet dreams, keep your room cool like a cave. The record for no sleep. The longest a human has ever gone without sleep is about 11 days. After just 3 or 4 days, the person starts having waking dreams or hallucinations. They saw things that were not there and become extremely paranoid. This shows that dreaming is a biological necessity. If you don't give your brain the time to dream while you are lying down, it will eventually force you to dream while you are still standing up. Sensory incorporation. Have you ever dreamed of a fire alarm only to wake up and realize it was just your phone ringing? This is called dream incorporation. Your brain does not want you to wake up, so it takes sounds or feelings from the real world and waves them into your dream story. If someone splashes water on you while you sleep, you might dream about a rainstorm or a swimming pool. Your mind is a master editor. Multiple personalities. In a single night, you can play many different characters. You can be the hero, the villain, or just a witness to crime. Interestingly, every character in your dream represents a part of your own personality. If you dream about a mean boss, it might actually be your brain exploring your own hidden anger. You are the writer, the director, and the entire cast of your nightly theater. The Inception effect. Can you have a dream within a dream? Yes, and it's called a false awakening. This is when you dream that you have woken up, brushed your teeth, and start your day, only to realize you are still fast asleep in bed. It can be very confusing because your brain recreates your room perfectly. This happens when your mind is ready to wake up, but your body is still in a dream sleep state. Precognitive dreams. Many people claim they have seen the future in their sleep. This is called a precognitive dream. While science is skeptical, nearly 30% of people believe they have experienced this at least once. Usually, it is a coincidence or your brain predicting a likely outcome based on your daily stress. However, when it happens, it feels so real that it can make you wonder if time travel is actually possible while you sleep. The creative sleep. Some of the most famous songs in history were written in dreams. Paul McCartney famously woke up with the entire melody for the song Yesterday in his head. He thought he had heard it before, but his brain had actually composed it while he was dreaming. This shows that your creative potential does not stop when you close your eyes. In fact, for many artists, the dream world is their most productive studio. The sleepwalking mystery. Sleepwalking is much more than just walking in your sleep. Some people actually cook full meals, drive cars, or even play musical instruments while they are technically unconscious. And this happens because the brain is caught between being awake and being in a deep sleep. Your body is moving, but your logic center is still totally offline. The weirdest part, most sleepwalkers have no memory of their midnight adventures the next morning. The hunger hormone. Have you noticed that you feel hungrier after a bad night's sleep? This is because sleep controls two important hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin tells you when to eat, and leptin tells you when to stop. When you don't dream enough, your ghrelin levels skyrocket. This makes your brain crave sugar and fat, even if you are not actually hungry. In short, your lack of sleep is making you a junk food monster. Rapid eye movement. When you dream, your eyes move rapidly behind your eyelids. This is not just a random glitch. Scientists believe your eyes are actually following the action in your dreams. If you are dreaming about a tennis match, your eyes move left and right. If you are climbing a mountain, they move up and down. Even though your body is paralyzed, your eyes are the only part of you that stays awake to watch the show. The nightly brain wash. While you sleep, your brain literally washes itself. A special fluid called cerebrospinal fluid flows through your brain to clear out toxic waste that build up during the day. Think of it like a dishwasher of your mind. If you don't get enough sleep, these toxins stay behind, which is why you feel foggy or slow the next day. Dreaming is the sign that your brain is finishing its cleaning cycle. The smell of a nightmare. Even though your sense of smell is mostly asleep, it can still influence your dreams. In a famous study, researchers realized the smell of rotten eggs near sleeping people. Almost all of them immediately started having horrible nightmares. On the other hand, the smell of roses led to peaceful and happy dreams. This shows that your environment colors your subconscious mind. If you want better dreams, maybe keep some flowers by your bed. Exploding head syndrome. Believe it or not, some people have a massive bang or an explosion inside their head just as they are falling asleep. This is a real condition called exploding head syndrome. It is not dangerous, but it is terrifying. It happens when your brain's audio switch clicks while turning off for the night. Instead of silence, it creates a loud, imaginary noise that makes you jump out of bed. The original alarm clock. Before mechanical alarm clocks were invented, how did people wake up? Many used a bladder alarm. They would drink large amount of water before going to bed so that the urge to pee would wake them up at dawn. It was effective, natural way to ensure they did not oversleep. Your body has its own eternal clock, but back then it was powered by a fuel bladder. Sexsomnia. Just like sleepwalking, there is a condition called sexsomnia. People with this condition engage in sexual acts while they are completely asleep. Their eyes might be open, and they might even talk, but the conscious part of their brain is totally dark. Like sleepwalkers, they usually wake up the next morning with absolutely no memory of what they did, which can lead to some very awkward conversations. Sleep talking or somniloquy can range from simple mumbles to long, complicated speech. Most people think sleep talkers are revealing their deepest secrets, but that's rarely true. Most of the time, the brain is just misfiring words that have no meaning. However, if you talk in your sleep, you are likely under a lot of stress. Your brain is trying to process emotions, but the mute button is not working perfectly. Heightened creativity. Have you ever noticed that your best ideas comes to right as you are drifting off? This state is called hypnagogia. Famous inventor Thomas Edison used to hold steel balls in his hands while he napped. As he fell asleep, his muscles would relax. The balls would drop and wake him up, and he would immediately write down his half-dream ideas. This bridge between being awake and asleep is the most creative zone in the human mind. The survival mirror. Why do we have nightmares about being cased? Evolutionary psychologists believe these are three simulations. Thousands of years ago, humans had to survive predators every day. Your brain uses nightmares to practice escaping from danger in a safe environment. When you wake up sweaty after being cased by a monster, your brain is actually saying, "Good job, you are now faster and sharper for a real-life emergency." The half-awake brain. Have you ever struggled to sleep in a new hotel room? This is called the first night effect. Research shows that when you sleep in an unfamiliar place, the left hemisphere of your brain stays more alert than the right. It acts like a night watchman, staying half awake to listen for strange noises. Like dolphins, humans have the ability to keep part of their brain on to protect themselves from potential threats in a new environment. The gender gap in dreams. Men and women actually dream differently. Studies show that men tend to dream more about physical aggression and other men. On the other hand, women's dreams usually involve more complex conversations, familiar people, and indoor settings. While everyone's mind is unique, our biological and social experience shape the scripts that our brains write every night. It's like men are watching action movies while women are watching intense dramas.
Sleep and heart health. Your heart is a huge fan of dreaming. During REM sleep, your heart rate and blood pressure increase, almost like you are doing light exercise. This nightly workout helps keep your cardiovascular system flexible. However, people who don't get enough sleep are at much higher risk for heart disease. Basically, dreaming is your heart way of staying in shape while you're lying perfectly still. The power of power naps. A 20-minute nap can boost your brain power more than a cup of coffee. When you take a short power nap, you enter the first stage of sleep, which clears out mental trash from your brain's short-term memory. This makes room for new information. NASA found that pilots who took a 26-minute nap showed a 34% increase in performance. It is a quick system reboot that keeps your human computer running at max speed. The blue light thief. Your smartphone is the biggest enemy of your dreams. The blue light from your screen mimics sunlight, which tricks your brain into stopping the production of melatonin, the sleep hormone. Without melatonin, your brain refuses to enter the dream world. This is why struggling through social media at 2 a.m. makes you feel like a zombie the next day. You are literally stealing your own dreams with a glowing piece of glass. Video games and control. Gamers have a special superpower in the dream world. Studies show that people who play video games frequently are much more likely to have lucid dreams. Because gamers are used to controlling a character in a virtual world, their brains find it easier to take control of a dream. If you are a gamer, you are more likely to fight back against a monster in a nightmare instead of just running away. The death myth. You've probably heard that if you die in your dream, you die in real life. That is 100% false. In fact, many people experience dying in a dream and describe it as a peaceful transition or a feeling of flying. The reason you usually wake up right before you die is because your brain does not know what comes next. The massive surge of adrenaline from the death scene is what actually shocks you awake. Sleep paralysis. For centuries, people reported a demon or an old hag sitting on their chest at night. Today, we know this is just sleep paralysis. It happens when you wake up, but your body lock is still turned on. You can see your room, but you cannot move a finger because your brain is still half dreaming. It creates a shadow figure to explain why you are stuck. It is a terrifying glitch in the brain's software. Sleep-deprived decisions. Making a big decision when you are asleep is as dangerous as being drunk. When you don't sleep, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles logic and consequences, basically shuts down. At the same time, the amygdala, the emotional center, becomes hyperactive. This is why you might send an angry text or buy something expensive at 3 a.m. that you totally regret when the sun comes up. The time dilation. Have you ever felt like you lived a whole year in a dream, only to wake up and see that only 20 minutes passed? This is the time dilation effect. While dream time usually matches real time, during very intense or emotional dreams, your brain processes information so fast that it feels much longer. In the world of your subconscious, a single nap can feel like a lifetime of adventure. Time is just a suggestion when you are asleep. The memory sorter. Why do we dream about things that happen during the day? Your brain uses sleep to move memories from short-term storage to long-term storage. Think of it like a librarian organizing books. If you don't dream, your brain can't file the information correctly. This is why you forget what you studied if you pulled an all-nighter. You need a dream state to actually save your life's progress on your internal hard drive. Social media in dreams. Surprisingly, we almost never see ourselves using a smartphone or scrolling through social media in our dreams. Despite spending hours on our phones during the day, they rarely appear in our nightly stories. Some scientists believe this is because dreaming is an ancient biological process. While smartphones are too new of our evolutionary brain to include in our survival simulation, your dream world is a digital free zone. The smell of success. Can you learn while you sleep? A famous study showed that if you smell a specific scent, like roses, while studying, and then smell that same scent while you sleep, your memory of the topic becomes much stronger. This is because the scent triggers the brain to replay what you learned during the day. You can't learn a whole new subject from scratch, but you can definitely use your dreams to lock in what you already know. The reality paradox. Here is a final, mind-blowing thought. While you are dreaming, everything feels 100% real. You don't question the flying cars or the talking animals until you wake up. This leads to a famous philosophical question. How do you know for sure that you are awake right now? Your brain is so good at creating reality that the only difference between your life and a dream is that one of them has more rules. Sweet dreams, or welcome back.